everybody, I'm going to show you a trick I just kind of figured out, and maybe somebody's covered this before, but it's to replace the wiring harness on a, well, it could probably be on a F150 or an Expedition. In my case, it's for a 2010 Expedition. It's the wiring harness for the heated seats, heated and cooled seats. It's underneath the passenger seat in this Expedition. I think it's in most models under the passenger seat where it's applicable. There's a problem with that wiring harness grounding out, and then the seats don't work. You hit the button, the light will come on for just a second, and then it'll shut off. So I'm just going to show you what I did to get that out. I've seen other people take the entire seat out. I didn't do that. I just took the, well, I'll show you what I did. So in this 2010 Expedition, if you just take the passenger seat and you pull it all the way ahead, the module that a lot of people have to get to, that they're removing the seat to get to, is actually accessible if you pull it all the way ahead, and you can just reach underneath. I already have the module pulled out, but I actually have the module still in there, but I've just got it kind of tucked up out of my way while I'm doing some repairs. Oops, sorry about that. So if you pull the seat all the way ahead, the module, you can pull the module out of the bracket it sits in. And then, of course, it gives you access to the wiring harness that you want to replace. You can see where mine is burnt from that grounding issue. It gets hot when it's running, and it melts the connector, grounds out, and it quits working. So what I got was a Motorcraft part to replace it with. I got it from my CarQuest dealer. It is WPT-928. There's some other numbers there, but that's the direct replacement here, as you can see. And they give you quite a bit of extra lead. They also give you some bullet connectors and some shrink wrap so that you can do a nice install on it. So anyway, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little bugger here and I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to wire on the new harness, and then plug everything back in and see if it works. Just to kind of show you guys what I'm doing here is I'm taking the old wires off one at a time on the old connector, and then as I'm doing that, I'm just putting them onto the new connector, and lengthening that out just a little bit. I did cut a lot of the leads off because the connector came with really long leads. So yeah, I'm just doing it that way. The reason why I thought about snipping all of the wires on this connector at once, thinking, oh, they have individual colors that will help me put it back together on the new connector. But in all actuality, they don't. Some of the wires have the same color combinations on them, so it might make it a little bit hard for me to put it back together if I didn't do it the way I'm doing now. And just as a reminder, in order to put all this back together and to make it all work go back together as easy as it can, pull that seat ahead about to there. Not all the way ahead, but enough so you still have some working room. And it just kind of gives you a bigger gap between the floor and the bottom of the seat to attach all this stuff and to get that heat module up into the port it goes in. Okay, so I've got the module plugged in, but I don't have it all the way back into the slot yet. Probably a good thing to do before you do get it all the way up in there is to start your car and make sure that this is going to work. So let's try it out. Okay. Now before, when I would hit that heated seat button, the light would go right out. So let's see what we got in here. Okay, we got 2 lights, and they're staying on. I guess the only way we're gonna know if it's working or not is if it gets hot on this here seat. I'm gonna let it run for a second, check it out. There we go. I got the seat all the way ahead. I just wanted to show you. There's the heat module. Kind of laying down. It needs to go up into a bracket that's right up in here. and touching it there. I don't know if you can see that. It's right here. That bracket. It slides up underneath there. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this while you're watching. Yeah. Right up in there. Okay, so through the magic of video, it's installed. There is the bracket, right there. Oh, see, there's the bracket. There's the module slipped up into it. It just pops up into place. You can kind of see there's a couple little keeper slots in there. One over here. One there. One there. Yeah, it just slides up into that and pops into place. And that's installed. My seats are hot and everything seems to be working okay. So just something for you guys to think about. You don't have to pull the seat out to do that install for that harness. One thing I will say, it probably would have ultimately been easier, because once I started getting into trying to connect all those wires up, make the connections, add the heat shrink and everything that went into it, it was a little tight. And you know, I'm kind of a big guy. I'm 6'4", about 260 pounds, and I don't fit in small spaces real well. So anyway, it was a tight space and just not a lot of extra electrical line to be had from the end of the old harness. So it's up to you. Maybe taking the seat out would be easier ultimately in the end, but this does work. And if you are trying to get it done without removing the seat, then you can do it. So anyway, thanks for watching and good luck.